You read the title. I assume that you also used your brain after that and came to the conclusion that she did many bad things and is responsible for every single death in the game. So how can she be innocent? First of all, let's not use that word. Innocent is a strong word and Ashley is many things, but she is not innocent. Another thing I'll have to clarify is that I lied to you. She did do wrong things. You might be confused by my words now because I am confused by my words. I'll explain why all of this is not her fault. Take a look at Ashley Graves, mass murderer, cannibalist and psychopath. One does not become like this by pure coincidence. Think of it this way. When you give a monkey an M249 machine gun, the monkey will start shooting like crazy, destroying everything around it. A similar thing happens when you lock Ashley in an apartment with Andrew. At first she might have fun with Andy, but as time goes on that fun evolves into her destroying everything around her. The neighbors, the guards, the building and whatever else comes in her line of fire. Her weapon of choice? Andrew. Ashley would have never caused this much damage if all the conditions weren't perfect. So, is it the water company's fault? After all, they locked them up in there. You see, Ashley is different from all the other residents. The cultist didn't go psycho. He had the chance to kill someone, but he didn't. The lady from room 302 had the ability to kill the guards whenever she wanted. She could have just invited them over for some fun time and then killed them in their sleep. But she didn't do it either. To understand why Ashley treats the situation differently, we have to understand Ashley's past. Their mother had Andrew with 15 and her with 17. Not really the best age to have children, is it? The father is a useless piece of shit, failing to keep his job and not even knowing his son's first name. With both the parents working, Andrew has to basically raise his little sister. Their mother notices this, but she doesn't give a fuck. Her social life in school isn't any better either. With no one else to turn to, she becomes obsessed with her brother. There is one problem though. She might have no one, but her brother Andy sure does. What's the solution? Getting rid of them. Her weapon of choice? M249, the man himself. And guess what? It fucking works. Now Ashley knows that violence is a really effective way of achieving her goals. Usually when stupid kids find this out, a role model tells them, violence bad, peace good. Well, the only role model in Ashley's life is Andy. And she basically controls Andy. So it's their parents' fault, right? Well, yeah, you cannot give a mentally unstable monkey with parental issues and a violent past a machine gun and not expect it to go berserk. There are two ways that the monkey's fun ends. The monkey doesn't use the machine gun properly. The monkey abuses the machine gun. The machine gun breaks. Does this matter to the monkey? No, not really. The monkey will continue using the machine gun as a deadly weapon, destroying the gun even more. The monkey can't control the machine gun's recoil. It breaks the monkey's arms. The monkey is killed by its own weapon. There is no third option. Ashley is programmed by everything that's happened in her past to think the way that she does. Like any other creature, human, Ashley wishes to be happy, fulfilled, content. Sometimes it is enough for her to be around Andrew. Most of the time she wants him to do something. It doesn't matter if it is a hard thing to do, she just wants him to do it. Some good examples are him reading out the soup recipe even if it is right in front of her. Giving Andrew the gun even though killing is easier for her. Then there are the compliments. There is not a single compliment in the game towards Ashley that isn't meant satire. Ashley knows this. She knows that Andrew's compliments have absolutely no meaning, but she still wants him to praise her. When Andrew praises her food, burglary, battery finding skills, or awesome fat tits, it makes her happy. It's not the thought behind the actions or the words that count, it's the simple fact that Andrew goes through the effort. And when that isn't enough, she argues with him over pointless things, accuses him of doing something wrong and makes him feel guilty. Why? To remind him that she is her only priority, and to make him think that he is just as bad as her, and that no one in this cruel world loves him. Except for Leyley. It all comes down to getting Andrew's attention. Wait. So it's also Andrew's fault now? I mean, come on, you cannot tell me that this man doesn't have a few screws loose. He is just as dependent on Ashley as she is to him. How hard can it be for him to say no? You can always see Andrew complaining about Ashley's behavior, but not once does he ever try to do something about it. How hard can it be to sit her down and tell her to shut the fuck up? And if that doesn't work, you take that fucking sledgehammer and bash her kneecaps. Oh, but Mr. and Mrs. Graves wouldn't like it. First of all, they don't give a fuck about Ashley. Second of all, they don't give a fuck about Ashley. Maybe a less solution. As I said earlier, Andrew never actually talks to her about her problems. So maybe try doing that first, and if it doesn't work, don't fucking do what she wants. Like, just don't, and don't be a pussy about it. Now, I know that I'm being an asshole when I say this, but you can just leave her crying. Simply leave her crying. Go away. She can't manipulate you if you run away from her. You don't need to fix her, just let her fix herself.
That day, for no particular reason, I decided to go for a little run.
Let's summarize who's at fault here. The Grace parents neglected their kids, which led to Ashley becoming Ashley. Andrew enabled her behavior, so it's also his fault. The surgeon locked them in the apartment, which led to them committing all the crimes. And the last 10% go towards Ashley. Wait, what's that? Oh yeah, the main person to blame is Julia. Fuck Julia.